Hi. So today I witnessed myself feeding this energetic pattern of wanting to become more, and wanting to become more superior to compensate for my inferiority, for my accepted and allowed belief that I am inferior unless I do these things, like hold on to the hold on to self-definitions that people regard highly and respect highly. And recently realizing myself to seem like a preacher, yet at the moment I'm not. I'm, I'm bringing clarity toward this because in expressing myself in real time in my vlogs, there is no point where I deliberately direct myself to be a preacher or a teacher, yet when sometimes and recently when I watched a few of my vlogs to examine myself, I judged myself slightly for always speaking about a process and not about my process. Uh, although what each person is dealing with may be different within process, there are many similarities as to what we deal with in ourselves, which is possibly why I interpreted myself as being preachy and know it all. Like, at the moment, a bit mm, not discouraged, yes, discouraged, and also disappointed. That's the word. Disappointed at myself for not actually living humbly and being humble. And I realized that when I first started, I still had this innocence, this humbleness of just doing without expecting anything, without expecting others to respect me or to praise me. Just focus on myself. I just focused on myself and on applying myself when I first started. Now it's like as I'm being more and more aware of my process, I feel like I am doing it more and more through the mind, therefore, in a sense, making it more difficult for myself. Because if I try and walk process through the mind more and more, there are more points that I will have to face through writing and speaking self-forgiveness statements aloud and writing it all out. Whereas if I actually walk and do it through the mind less and less, in a sense, there are less self-resistances, and I'm more effective within myself when I stop doing it through my mind. Oh, and also, just now, I looked at myself directly into my eyes for a time, and I was compelled to continue looking. I felt there was something unusual, and after a certain period of time, I realized I wasn't actually forgiving myself for some of the mistakes that I committed in the past, and also in the very recent past, like today. So, what am I to focus on this, the remainder of this week and next week? Yes, this is what I will do. I will focus on a single point and commit myself to it for a period of time. I think that will be beneficial at this stage in my process. You see, I'm not so confident about, I'm not so arrogant. Yes, I am not so arrogant now, now that I see myself fall yet again. Falling keeps me humble. I can only fall if I am arrogant. Yeah, seeing this now, I'm actually quite grateful for falling. Yeah, I've tried making the preacher thing work, but I very soon, in a very short period of time, I realized it is not sustainable and it simply will not work. So whenever I see this point, from that experience, I am determined to stop it. And I know that striving to be a preacher will always, guaranteed like a mathematical equation, will I will always end up in a position where I am being threatened by the whole world. But really, It is my reality telling me to wake up and to stop the preacher bullshit. Mm, how much time do I have now? Anything else? Yes, animosity. Animosity toward a girl that I asked out, and then seeing her in person since I asked her out and being declined. I saw myself with all of these thoughts of spitefulness, like animosity, angry, and after writing about it, I found out that all of this righteous, arrogant attitude is simply because I feel inferior with myself in that context, in that context of social relationship and mm, self-worth. Yes, social relationship and self-worth. How I perceive myself. Yeah, that's all I have to share. Thank you for watching.